All right, everyone. We are live. Good Wednesday afternoon. It is hump day. Hump day. Anyway, guys, this is going to be a pretty lengthy stream, about an hour and 20, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. We're going to talk about the upcoming NFL games, the games that happened last week. We're going to talk about Charlie Kirk's killer. He's been formally charged now. I want to touch on some WWE stuff as well as some anime stuff. And that's the gist. And then do some reactions. Now, I'm not in my Discord today because the internet's been kind of wonky still. And if I open up Discord on the browser, it might slow down the internet. As a matter of fact, I'm not streaming this on my Facebook like I did the last few couple of streams. This stream is going to be confined to YouTube because I think when I had Facebook open, it also was slowing down my browser. But with all that being said, we're going to kick this off with some anime talk. I want to get the anime shit out the way. The thumbnail, I have a poll up right now. Listen, I'm going to save the NFL stuff for last because that's going to be an interesting topic to talk about here. First off, for those of you that aren't aware, where the hell is my soda water? It's behind me. My diet soda. Diet zero sugar. For those of you that aren't aware, I watch a little bit of anime. Okay, I'm actually watching an anime called Sakamoto Days. Real good anime. I got 2 episodes left, and then I'll be caught up with all the episodes. But I'm also very versed with the Dragon Ball franchise. Okay, I don't. It's not my niche, and I don't want to make this channel, just about one topic. So normally when I talk about Dragon Ball, it's either something's going on in Dragon Ball or there's a lot of false shit being spread about Dragon Ball. Well, I was on Facebook laughing at all the cowboy memes and laughing at all the Vikings memes. How you doing, Vikings? Yeah. Sitting there laughing at all the shit, just laughing at everything. It's football. This is the time of year where I'm normally active on Facebook. So I normally go on there once a day and just, laugh at all shit. Well, strolling down my timeline, the thumbnail that I'm actually using for this live stream, I seen a picture, and it's Brawley, Perfect Cell, Bojack, and Deborah. Now, let me give you some history about Dragon Ball, okay? Dragon Ball Z in particular. Because a lot of people still can't believe that I was right and that your favorite Dragon Ball YouTubers were wrong the entire time. All this different continuity shit. If it falls within the current timeline, it is canon. Everything in Z, Daima, and Super is canon. But when it came to the Dragon Ball movies, the Dragon Ball Z movies, they all fall in a particular point in the main timeline in between arcs, and most times it's filler shit. So Brawley in Z wasn't canon like the Brawley in Super. Brawley in Z has always been a movie character. However, when Brawley debuted, it took place, the first movie anyway, before the Cell games, but right after, I recall, I think the fight with Android 1718, the first fight anyway. So it's in between that little sweet window there, okay? Gohan wasn't Super Saiyan 2. Goku didn't realize his full potential yet. Brawley was just another beast, right? Another level, right? Then Brawley's second coming takes place after Cell, right? But before Boo, okay? That Brawley, a little bit stronger, but went against a Gohan that didn't use Super Saiyan 2 because he had lost the will to fight and want to unleash his full power. So in that picture, you see Brawley in his legendary state, a perfect full power Cell, who we all know was the most dangerous character in the entire Dragon Ball franchise that had the most potential to be the most deadly character is Cell because of what he's capable of. Frieza is more maniacal, but Frieza is like Aizen in Dragon Ball. Like how Ichigo need Aizen and Bleach to evolve, Frieza needed Goku so he can evolve. And Goku and vice versa. They all work tangent, right? Yo, what's up, Random? Talking about some shit right now. I'm doing a lot in the next hour and 15 hour and 20 minutes. And you're a mod, so you can share. Mods, if you're gonna share links for me to react to, you can. If you're not a mod, just type in the chat what you want me to react to later on the stream, and I will do that because I'm not opening up Discord today. It's like I say, slowing down my my browser. So anyway, anywho, that Broly fought the adult Gohan and Cell's the most dangerous character. And then you had a character by the name of Dabura and Bojack, right? Bojack happened right after Gohan defeated Cell, but before the adult Gohan. So if you really want to know the truth in power scaling, all you have to do is just use some common sense. Anyone that believes Z Broly, full power, Z Broly, not Super Broly, Z Broly. I'm giving you an example of the animes, the antagonists and protagonists. Aizen is to Ichigo just like Frieza is to Goku. Without Frieza, there's no Super Saiyan. Without Aizen, there's no Ichigo evolving for the Hogyoku. It's the same thing. It's those main antagonists push the protagonists. That's just facts. Straight up. They need each other. Like Batman need Robin and all that shit, right? But listen, all you gotta do, zero sugar, by the way, like I say, is use common sense. If you guys believe that Z Broly can whoop a full power Super Saiyan 2, full power, regenerative, Super Saiyan 2 Cell, you are smoking crack. And if you guys believe that Bojack, who was a prisoner, okay, within the 4 Lower Kai's planets before, you know, what was it, West Kai, our Kai, West Kai, I believe. Not West Kai, North Kai, West Kai. Can't remember our Kai's name. Anyway, before King Kai lost his fucking planet. If you guys really believe that Bojack is stronger than a full power embodiment of multiple strongest fighters across the universe's cells, the most potent being the Saiyan cells, then you are smoking crack. Broly will solo all the characters except for Janemba, Harudagon, and Bojack. I think Bojack has Broly because it took a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to beat Bojack. And if you think Broly is stronger than Dabura, who went against a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan before he was released to Ultimate Gohan, right? But a weakened Super Saiyan 2 nonetheless, then you guys are smoking. It's Cell. Cell can hold his own, if not beat Dabura. Hands down, straight up. Because the Cell that fought Gohan, that was like the prime, strongest Super Saiyan 2 level kid Gohan. The adult Super Saiyan 2 version of Gohan is weaker. And Dabura couldn't even hang with that. He hung with it, but he couldn't defeat it. So imagine if Gohan would have been as ruthless and as strong as he was that fought Cell in the adult form. Dabura wouldn't have stood a chance. Straight up. Yeah, that's true. But that was bad writing. You gotta look at power. You gotta look at power overall. Like if Broly has raw, unlimited tap power, right? And we've seen that in Super. However, you gotta look at Cell. He gets stronger and stronger and stronger, like a Saiyan. He can regenerate like a Namekian. He knows multiple fighting styles. He's a robot. He's cunning, right? So unless Broly, the fight will have to drag out, and Broly will have to get beat up numerous of times and hope like hell he doesn't die in order to throw up a Cell. But the longer that the fight goes, if you really want to know the truth, in the same sense, it will favor Cell because he has Saiyan DNA. So, but him being able to regenerate, unless Broly blows in the smithereens, gives Cell the edge over all of them. The bird can't regenerate. Bojack can't regenerate. Okay, I give you an example of that. Trunks buffed himself up, pound for pound, strength for strength. The Trunks that ascended against Cell was strong, if not maybe a tad bit stronger. It came to raw power than the Z form of Broly. Ultimate Vegeta, okay? Because if I recall, we didn't see Ultimate Vegeta in the first Broly movie. Ultimate Vegeta that did the final flash on a imperfect cell, no, on a perfect cell. Let me get my facts right. On a perfect cell that wasn't full power Super Saiyan 2 level capable, because that cell got stronger. That cell showed after Gohan, well, after Goku blew himself up. Well, after Cell killed Goku and blew himself up. That cell came back and absorbed the instant transmission. It's right there. Right there. Instant transmission as a technique favors the whole fight because Broly can't see instant transmission. So that cell is eons stronger than the cell that Vegeta fought, the cell that Goku fought. The cell that went not even full power against Goku, right, was the cell that fought Gohan before he blew himself up to come back stronger. And that cell went full power when Gohan was Super Saiyan 2 before Gohan kicked out Android 18 and then Cell retrograded and then blew himself up, came back, and you know how that fight went. Now, of course, Vegeta jumped in the way and Gohan had to sacrifice himself, which tips the scale in Cell's favor. But I still believe had they went one-on-one, no distractions, Cell would have got Gohan. Right, like I say, I understand that. But just destroying galaxies doesn't mean that Cell couldn't do it. That doesn't mean that Cell couldn't do it. Cell didn't just waste energy like Broly did. Period. And but the same can be said with Cell. That's the thing. The same thing can be said about Cell. The same exact thing. The only difference is if you don't blow Cell completely up, he'll regenerate and come back and keep coming back and keep coming back. And eventually, that's going to tip the scale in his favor. And then instant transmission, he can just zoom off and get a sensu beam, come right back and continue the motherfucking fight. Like Cell got two. No, we ain't using Bio Broly. Hell no. Bio Broly was an abomination. Bio Broly shouldn't even be a fucking thing. Bio Broly shouldn't even exist. Like, that was just an abomination. Like a straight up abomination. So, just using logic, it's Cell, Bojack, Dabura, then Broly. Now, if you throw Super Broly in there, that's all day. Super Broly. The Cell and Super wouldn't touch the Broly we see in Super. It wouldn't even be a close fight. That Broly in Super is like a whole different level of power personified. Like that Broly right there is a whole different stratosphere. So, hey, he gave Canelo that work. I'm not saying Canelo didn't fight him last week, and I stayed that goddamn Vegas, goddamn. You dragged out, you had the guy singing the Desperados tune for Crawford for 15 whole minutes. More. I'm like, goddamn, get to the goddamn fight. And then Canelo come out there, and then I watched the fight, and it was a pretty good fight. And it was, it came down to the judges, and it favored Crawford. A lot of people think Crawford ran around, but Crawford landed more punches. Crawford just played defense, but it was a real good fight. So for you, it's Broly, Dabura, Cell, and then Bojack. I mean, nobody's wrong. This is all opinion based. But if you're going off for just technique, power, who has the better techniques, ability, and power, that's a well-balanced fighter that doesn't fight on instincts alone, is Cell. Goku put a scar on Broly's chest, and all Goku needed was to absorb a little bit of energy from the spirit bomb to do it. and Goku, and that was just like Goku, like Super Saiyan maxed out Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. Gohan, Goten, and a dead Goku beat Broly, Legendary, with a Kamehameha, and they wasn't Super Saiyan 2s. Just keep that. That's what I'm saying. You got to keep that in mind. Yes, I understand that. I get that. I get that. The Burr might be stronger than Cell, but I think if it comes right down to it, that the Burr that Gohan fought couldn't beat that weakened Gohan. So that tells me, based on what I've seen, that Teen Gohan, who was stronger than his adult form, will give the Burr that work, because that weakened Gohan gave the Burr a problem. We all watched the fight. We all seen the fight. The Burr had to start spitting to try to turn people into statues. So yes, I know what Goku stated in the manga, but the fight didn't too much show all of that. The manga is always gonna be a little bit different from the fight, but the fight shows something different. The fight showed Gohan was giving the Burr a problem, so much so that the Burr had to go and meditate to awaken his true power, right? After the first encounter, because the first encounter, Gohan didn't go Super Saiyan 2. Gohan didn't go Super Saiyan 2 until the second encounter. And this was a maxed out full power to Burr, and he couldn't defeat Gohan. Yes, that the Burr might have been stronger than Cell, but I would still put my money on Cell. Straight up. Because Cell can't die unless you blow him up to bits. That's the difference. The Burr can. We see him get turned into a fucking cookie. But if the Burr doesn't kill Cell and toys with him, and like a demon, just straight up not finish the job, what do you think gonna happen? Cell gonna give him that work. I like the younger Gohan. The adult Gohan to me is a little bit soft. Cell got so many techniques, and that's what gives him the edge. He has so many techniques. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. He has so many techniques. Not saying that the Burr doesn't have a lot of techniques, but the Burr is one person. Cell is a android with multiple cells from the strongest fighters across the universe and what Earth produced. Like you gotta, when it comes to see, this is where strength doesn't matter. I give you an example. The Tournament of Power. Master Roshi held his own. You look at Master Roshi and Z. He held his own every time he fought. And Dr. Willow was stronger than Master Roshi. But Master Roshi held his own. Like certain techniques can sway a fight. The Kaioken is a transformative technique, but it can sway the fight if utilized properly. So you don't have to be just outright raw, powerful, strong, just whoop somebody's ass. People with certain techniques can whoop you like this and be eons weaker than you. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Super perfect Cell is not losing to Broly. Ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Broly cannot. The Z form of Broly cannot match the Z form of Cell. He can't. He just can't do it. The super version can, but not the Z version. It can't do it. That Cell is too powerful for Broly. Straight up. If a regular Super Saiyan can whoop Broly, a ascended android with Super Saiyan 2 cells in his body, with Goku's techniques, Vegeta techniques, hell no, Broly isn't faster. Broly isn't faster than Cell. Instant transmission trumps that. No. Fuck no. No. What's faster than instant transmission, random? No. That technique by itself is what sways the fight for Cell. Cell has that, the KO Ken, the Solar Flare, the Final Flash, the Kamehameha, the Destructo Disc, Tien's on Tri-Beam. He has the after image, the multi-form technique. The freezer, the fucking disc, the freezer finger, supernova. Like Cell has too many techniques. Come on, man. Come, Randall. Come on, man. Stop. Now you're not. Now you just trolling, Randall. Come on, stop. You know who's faster than Brawley, but it's nowhere as strong. I'm gonna talk about that. I was gonna get to Charlie Kirk after the anime stuff. I'm almost done with the anime stuff. I'm gonna talk about that here in the next segment here in about. Give me about 5 more minutes, and we're gonna talk about that for a few minutes. Hey, congratulations, cuz I'm doing good, and congrats on your home, sending love your way up on the East Coast. I'm proud of you, happy for you. Keep on grinding. Keep proving the haters wrong, Keep doing all that shit. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about Charlie Kirk in a minute because a lot came out, and I'm gonna talk about it. Plus, how the far right and the far left are looking pretty fucking stupid. Because one's trying to blame the other side and vice versa. So I'm talking about that here shortly in the next segment before I get to the football stuff. But let me wrap this Cell stuff up, and then I want to touch on Sakamoto Days. How good that show is on Netflix. Guys, you got to check out Sakamoto Days. Like, Taro Sakamoto is like legit. It's like taking Spy Family, which is coming back real soon, and taking him, Lord Forger, and putting him on steroids. Like, it's some real good shit. All right. Yeah, I'll let you know when I'm time for reaction. So anyway, so I can tell you right now, a fighter that's stronger, that's weaker than Brawley, but it's faster than Brawley. Like, faster than him. And I guarantee you say, huh? What? Just let me know when you're ready. Now I'll tell you who it is. Hey, don't ruin it for me. Don't ruin it for me. I got 2 more episodes that I'm current. I got 2 more that I'm current. Don't ruin it for me, Caleb, because I listen. What you mean, oh Lord? What you mean? I got somebody in the arsenal that is faster than fucking Cell, but is weaker than fucking. But that's weaker than Brawley. You just let me know. You just let me know when you want me to debut him. Actually, it's 2 people. Now, one of them I might be trolling with. You ready? Freezer. The other one, I could argue maybe Berta. Maybe the Ginyu Force border. Oh no, go though. He can slow down time. Remember, he can stop you temporarily and get behind you. But Frieza is faster than Brawley. He's faster than him. The Namekian Frieza, Namek, he's faster than fucking Brawley. Brawley got too much muscle to be that goddamn fast. And Gordo can stop time momentarily and move faster than Brawley. So, hey, Gohan and Krillin was stronger than Gordo, but that technique he was using swayed it in his favor. But anyway, I'll let the poll stay up. I'm going to transition now to some Charlie Kirk stuff, because I think most of you guys are going to sit around for this and that, and then when I start talking about football and WWE, you guys are going to bounce. But let's talk about Charlie Kirk really, really, really quick. So his funeral is this week, by the way. First, I want to say I'm happy that they caught the guy that killed him. Okay, like I said, you guys know, like I said, I am not the biggest Charlie Kirk fan, but I'm not judging the man based on his beliefs. He's entitled to his beliefs. I'm entitled to fucking mine, right? They got the killer, and we had it wrong. I had it wrong, right? Because I didn't realize. I thought maybe a friend snitched on him, but what it was, his dad, his mom, seen the picture of him on TV, told the dad. The dad called the local pastor that was Charlie Kirk's friend or something like that. They ended up reaching out to Charlie after the dad convinced Charlie to turn himself in. Come to find out, Charlie was going to take the easy way out and blow his brains out. After he seen the carnage and stroked a few nuts, he was going to blow himself up. Yeah, exactly. But it's a dangerous technique. Like, you don't expect nobody like that. So anyway, the reason why he killed Charlie Kirk was because how Charlie Kirk's stance were on transgenders, because the guy was involved with a transgender, okay? And so he felt like Charlie Kirk's viewpoints about transgenders was over the top, and thus he needed to die, okay? Now, listen. You can like who you like. That's your business, okay? I think everybody, when they get to a certain age, can do whatever the fuck they want to do. It still doesn't give you the right to kill somebody. Do I think men that want to be women, that is playing in women's sports, should be allowed to pass? Fuck no. I think men that's transitioning to be women should play in men's sports, or they should have their own subcategory, and vice versa. Women that want to be men and men that want to be, they need their own subcategory for sports. They shouldn't be intertwining in sports with different genders. I believe that. Have no issue with what you like, but if you're a biological man and you're trying to take over women's shit because you feel like you are a woman trapped in a man's body, that to me, that's bullshit. That's a cop-out. You got to get in where you fit in, straight up. So, but that doesn't give me the right to become a vigilante. Number two, they had to make sure he was mentally competent enough to stand trial. Utah is seeking the death penalty on all those charges. So it is what it is with that. And I'm pretty sure he's going to get the death penalty. Ain't no way. His family turned him in, which was the right thing to do. They're Republicans. Tyler Robinson decided to go more left. Matter of fact, extreme left. And oh, yeah, I believe she's a woman. I believe she's a woman. Biologically, I mean, they had 2 kids. I believe she's a woman. But here's where I have an issue with everything. You got the far right over here trying to silence people that made fun of the man getting killed. Whether we like it or not, let me tell y'all something. Say it again. This is the internet. The First Amendment is free speech. Whether we like it or not, the ones that made fun of his death is entitled to that right. I don't give a fuck what you stand at. They are still entitled to their rights. How many was the combat vets? How many was been to Iraq and Afghanistan? Iraq for me. How many times we seen a dictator get killed and we see people celebrating? And the people that was for the guy that got killed was pissed the fuck off. And then we get mad at them because they try to silence the people that was cheering the guy that was killing and causing genocide to his own people. And we had to go over there and clean up that shit. Because I know you know. So the same thing goes in America. I don't condone nobody getting killed, but I'm not for that cancel culture shit neither. I think there were people losing their jobs because they voiced their opinions about the guy and made fun of the guy getting blown up on, getting his neck shot while streaming live. You reap what you sow. It's wrong, but you got some people that just don't care. They just don't care. And it's going to happen again. It's going to keep on happening because this is the world we live in now. Words gets to people. They don't have thick skin anymore. So words tend to pierce people and make them do shit that they normally wouldn't do. Also, being on your phones all day, being radicalized on the internet, whether you're going far right or far left, right, is more common because we all have our cell phones and shit in our faces all the time, getting desensitized to evil shit. Yes, and guess what? The people on the far right made fun of George Floyd when he was on the ground with his knee, with that officer's knee in his fucking neck. Ahmaud Arbery down here in Georgia, when that father and son jumped on him, and the other guy, and killed him, the far right said he shouldn't have been trespassing on people's property. But the guy didn't have a criminal record. Guy wasn't doing anything wrong. He just liked the architecture of the house. But you have a father and son that decided, hey, we're going to kill this motherfucker. And the far right made fun of that. But you know what? The far left tried to silence the far right, which I didn't agree with that. Because they are entitled to their opinions. But when you try to sit up there and say, hey, that's another thing I was getting at. But if you believe what I'm saying is wrong, I'm not going to try to change your mind. It's your opinion. You are entitled to that. But if you think the right side isn't trying to silence the left side by firing people, right, threatening people, this is exactly why this cycle will keep going. Because you got two extremes that want the same thing, but don't know how to come to a common understanding. Then you got people like me that's just right down the middle. I don't care either way. I believe everybody is entitled to feel and say what they want. This is America. You're not entitled, though, over someone else's life, i.e., deciding when they should die because you don't agree with what they say. You have no rights when it comes to that. I do what I want with my life. It's not up to you to take my life unless I am trying to take yours. If I'm not trying to take yours, you have no right to take mine. That's what this boiled down to. That guy, Tyler, that killed Charlie Kirk, didn't have no right. Despite everything Charlie Kirk said and stood for, you still had absolutely no right to take his life. But the right has no right to try to use scare tactics and to silence the left about sharing their opinions and mocking the man getting shot. They are entitled to that shit. And if you don't want to see that shit, get off the fucking internet. That is also your right. This world we live in is just so soft now. It's fucking funny. Capitol Hill, Congress. Look at how they're pointing the finger at each other on Congress right now. Going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that's our country reflects our government. You don't believe me? Go to DC and just sit around and look and tell me what you see. Tell me how much division you see amongst the people in and around DC. You guys remember about maybe 15 years ago, you can say who you voting for and why, and people actually got along and understood why you was voting for Obama and not McCain, or why you were voting for McCain and not Obama. You know, why you were voting for Gore and not Bush. People can actually sit down and have a discussion. You can't do that now. After Hillary and Trump, when people say, well, I'm voting for Biden and not Trump, that was a problem. People say I'm voting for Trump and not Kamala Harris, it's a big problem now. Like it is radicalized to the point to where you don't want to talk about politics because you're afraid you're going to be ostracized. If you talk about your governor, if you talk about what's going on in your state, if you don't agree with the right, you a leftist, you woke, you full of shit. If you agree with the left, you know, then the right look at you and said that, well, not if you agree with the right, you're racist, you're monogamous, you know, you agree with the left, you for fairies and all that shit. It's not about the policies that one side is bringing. It's the beliefs of the radical lefts and rights. All right, Rand, I'll look at it here in a minute. Let me see. I'm about to actually go to my YouTube channel and click on it inside of the thing there. Give me a second. I click on it here in a minute. Now, with all that being said, let me tell you why I expect it's going to happen. And America, that is something that we have to get better at. Let me cut that down. Why is Charlie Kirk, and this is why I hear about death row. Why should a man sit on death row for 20 plus years? I know you guys can't see the stream. I'm actually sharing it. I'm going to get off of it because I got to click on the links. When I click on the links, it'll take me to the video. So let me get off of here. So why should a man sit on death row for 20 years? Charlie Kirk didn't have that luxury. Ahmaud Arbery didn't have that luxury. Right? Why shouldn't he be taken out back since cell phone data, text messaging, implement him as the killer? He admitted to doing it. So tell me, why should this man sit in jail and make the Utah taxpayers pay to house his ass until he goes to trial and then gets shipped off to prison to await his death sentence? I keep saying, guys and women, if America would get more stricter on unnecessary murder, unnecessary violence, and actually go for that eye for an eye type style, I promise you crime rate will come the fuck down. Because once again, don't nobody wants to die. We all have to die. But knowing that you're going to die on this day based on your actions, nobody wants to die. Nobody wants somebody else to kill them. Not a firing squad, not somebody putting you in the gas chamber, not through lethal injection, not somebody blowing your brains out for no reason. Nobody. Even the cops that have to shoot dumb ass people for being extremely stupid don't want to do it, but it's their job. You think us combat vets wanted to take life in the war zone? You got a few that went just for that reason, but if we could avoid it, we tried. That's why we had to follow the Geneva Code of Convention, which does handicap us in some situations. But that's exactly why we try to match force with equal force while minimizing collateral damage. If we could avoid killing people, we tried. Our job was to keep the peace, not to go over there and try to tear a lot of shit up in the process. So the same can be said here in America. And right now, we are at war amongst ourselves as a country, because if you're not radical right or radical left, if you're down the middle, you're going to work, you're trying to provide for your family, and you're actually doing what you need to do as American citizens to survive, you're not doing enough because you don't belong to a party. Fuck the party. Because the parties forgot about America. My motto is fuck the parties until the party find themselves. AOC, stream left motherfucker. Can't stand what she stands for. Ted Cruz, stream right motherfucker. Can't stand what he stands for. And like I said, those are just two examples of two different people that belong to two different parties. And me being a soldier, an ex-military personnel, I'm not loyal to a race. Do I normally vote Democrat? Yes, but will I vote Republican? I have, and will continue to do so in certain offices and situations. I don't see party. Can you do a J-O fucking B if I VOTE for your ASS? Can you do a job if I vote for your ass? That's all that matters. Nothing else. So until we get to that point to where we can stop making it about parties. I just watched Hakeem Jeffries, right? Go back and forward. Well, no, Cory Booker, my bad, Senator Cory Booker. Go back and forward with a guy that shouldn't be an FBI director. Cash Patel. You know, the real world star. Stop it. They was in the goddamn Senate floor in Congress arguing like motherfuckers while they were asking Cash Patel about some shit that went on. Stupid. So I hope justice is swift for Charlie Kirk. And once again, my advice to his wife, the widow, with the 2 kids, his 2 children. And for those of you that want his legacy to live on, I'm just going to be blunt with it. If his death didn't wake y'all up to what's really going on, then how many more unnecessary deaths is it going to take before y'all wake up? If you want to honor the man, honor him by living, but not trying to push all of his rhetoric. You have to pick and choose your battles wisely, because y'all are just a minority. Let me emphasize that. Charlie Kirk had over 4 million followers. There's over 340 million people that live in America. Out of 340 million people, about 200 million of them are different Caucasians than whites. Okay? Listen to where I'm going there, because I know his rhetoric. That means out of the 100 and some odd million folks that are still white in America, most of them didn't even agree with Charlie Kirk. They agreed with the vast majority of the different ethnicities in America. The Asians, the Mexicans, the blacks, the transgenders. It's like the Ku Klux Klan keeps saying we're going to take over America. They're retrograding to smaller towns. I just seen that they hung 2 kids in Mississippi, but they done fucked up around Vicksburg. They just don't know it yet. But all I'm getting at is your little movement isn't going to change the fabric of America. That's wasted energy. That's wasted energy. You're just going to incite more sales within that big minority, with majority, and they gonna do just what this idiot fucking did. You have to check the temperature in the room. Revenge, a lot of times, isn't what you want. Revenge will get you killed if you're not careful. So my advice to his wife is to raise your kids, live a prosperous life, right? Everything that man left you, do positive, good stuff with it. And don't try to spread his rhetoric, because his rhetoric is what got him killed. Not him debating. Anyone that get killed for debating is just crazy. It's what his rhetoric was and what he was actually trying to say the world and the fabric we lived in around America was becoming. That what triggered this guy to do what he did. Debate all day. Have political conversations, debate all day. But what's the true end game? What's the rhetoric behind it? It was the rhetoric behind what he was talking about while debating that got him killed. And I would hate for you to go down that same road. What do I mean by rhetoric? Your beliefs. Your beliefs, the overall belief system, the overall main context, the main subject of what you believe in. That's what I mean by his rhetoric. So that's enough about Charlie Kirk. I'm going to talk about the NFL real quick. And then I'm going to transition to some reactions. Once again, I hope justice is swift for Charlie Kirk. Utah, don't dilly-dally with it. Make an example. Hopefully, America won't react and try to push his agenda on the majority, because that's going to cause a lot of shit. And the only way that would ceasefire is if Donald Trump stopped trying to blame the other side. Because I'm ending with this. The kid grew up Republican. The color of his skin was the same as Charlie Kirk's. The color of the skin was the same of the young kid that was trying to assassinate the president. I want y'all to understand. It's not us. It's not the Asians. It's not the Mexicans. It's your own people trying to take you out. If that doesn't wake you up to what's going on, look, I'm going to use the word niggas. We don't care about Charlie Kirk. That's him. As long as he didn't go to the hood and try to start the shit with the niggas, they don't care what the fuck he said. Because their mindset is, he ain't said it to my face, so fuck him. He just a bitch. That's how they thought. Same with the Mexican. Same with the Asians. They were like, man, well, fuck him. He entitled to his shit. As long as he don't come sit in my face and then fuck him. But the kids that grew up didn't have it too tough when tough times happened and their belief system was challenged, they went after the president twice. Remember, some idiot tried to kill him on his own golf course down in Florida. He was a white guy. This guy that killed Charlie Kirk because he loved transgenders was a white guy. The people that go and shoot up schools a lot of time ain't us. It's the color, the white. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, check the room. You got your own people affiliated with your own party trying to take you out. If that don't wake you up to changing some stuff about your party as a whole, then I hope it never happens. Because like I said, I hate chaos. I hate unnecessary deaths. But y'all keep thinking January 6th was a fucking shit show. The majority of America is tired. That little insurrection on January 6th, can you guys imagine if 100 million people storm DC? DC only has about 7 million around the metro. Can y'all imagine what will happen? Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. So, if you want peace, the old adage is you got to prepare for war. But a lot of times, war ain't necessary if we just dial it back, become adults, and check the temperature of the room. Now, NFL real quick, then I'm going to do some reactions. I'm going to be real quick with this. Real quick. Matter of fact, let me share this tab instead because I want to talk about the teams. There's a lot of injuries. I don't want to look at the injury list, but I'm gonna put this up so you guys can see. This is the second week of the NFL, the third week of the NFL. Now, let me tell y'all something. How many of y'all thought the Vikings were going to whoop the Falcons? Huh? I will be in Charlotte on Sunday, sitting right in the end zone. Chickens were dirt cheap because the Panthers are desperate. I gave y'all bum-ass stadium some of my money, okay? It's their home opener, division game. We need this win, Atlanta. And guess what? If you guys stayed up Sunday night, you seen one hell of a football game. If you was a Viking fan going, Scout, Scout, and blowing that stupid horn, nobody picked the Falcons to win. Nobody. What happened? Did we We may not score too many touchdowns. They let us score the last one. And I think we didn't score a touchdown because they were trying to do too much fancy ass, smashy ass shit in the end zone. Still just run the fucking ball. But we got the job done. This week, Panthers, Sunday, 1 o'clock. Bank of America Stadium. Bryce Young, I hope you got a whole bunch of State Farm to cover your ass. If not, you better call Liberty Mutual, son. We coming. And we coming strong. That sounds so fucked up. We're bringing the pain. Not every time I say something, it sounds like some gay shit. We're going to punch you in the mouth on the football field with some pig skin come Sunday. Now, tomorrow is Bills and the Dolphins. Okay? Bills and the Dolphins. I'm going to go out on a limb and tell y'all not to even look at that game. Buffalo is going to do some bad shit. All right? I got to touch on this game. I got to touch on this game real quick. Bucks got a gift again. Just like how the Giants gave the Cowboys the game. The Bucks got a gift again. Because all Houston had to do on that 4th and goal was, say it with me, everybody, kick the fucking field goal. And then when they finally did score the touchdown with what's his fucking face, man? They running back. Oh Lord, shit. No, Chubb. Instead of going for 2 points, why didn't you kick a field goal? Add 4 to 19. It's 23 to fucking 20. You would have beat the Bucks. But oh no, Houston had to get fancy. Now the Bucks' head bigger than a fucking pimple on a horse's ass. And a horse's ass is bigger than a human head. So imagine the size of a pimple on a horse's ass. Anyway, Bills over Dolphins. Bills gonna stay undefeated. Think Bills gonna beat the Dolphins by at least 15 fucking points. Bengals, Vikings. Bengals quarterback's out with turf toe. Gotta have surgery. Gonna probably be out for 3 months. We beat up JJ McCarthy, so he gonna sit at home with his newborn baby. Right? We fucked him up pretty bad. Okay. So now you got Carson Wentz going against Jake Browning. I give the Bengals the edge. They're gonna go to Minnesota and beat Minnesota. Texans, Jaguars. Jaguars playing pretty good football. Texans, I don't know. They got to go to Jacksonville. I'm going to take Jacksonville. And I love Houston. I'm from the area. They're not my team, but I do love them. I'm from the area out there. But, the Jacksonville Jaguars, to me, like a better team. Take Jags by 5. Colts, Titans. This one right here is, you got Cam Ward going against, Daniel Jones. Titans playing okay. They playing a little bit decent football. But Daniel Jones is red hot right now. I think they'll go to Tennessee Nissan Stadium and right there on the Cumberland River and beat the Titans. So I'm taking the Colts by a spread of 9. Commanders, Raiders. Jake Daniels a little bit beat up, knees a little bit fucked up. The Raiders got their ass pummeled Monday night by the 2-0 Chargers. They're leading the AFC West. Raiders are 1-1. Commanders 1-1. I think the Raiders are going to bounce back. I think Pete Carroll got embarrassed by his arch enemy and Jim Harbaugh. I don't know if Dan Quinn's going to have the weaponry because the Commanders got royally embarrassed by the Packers, right, last Thursday. So my money's on the Raiders to win by a spread of 10. Rams, Eagles, I'm sorry. I think y'all going to lose y'all first game. The Rams are coming in red hot. They are also 2-0. The Eagles is also 2-0, barely. I am glad they beat Kansas City, though. I am glad that happened. Kansas City got some problems. They might go 0-3. They got the Giants more than the second. But the Eagles going to have to really play some football. They ain't been dominating nobody. Saquon's been fucking quiet. Whereas on the flip side of the Rams, that passing game is on point. Their run game is somewhat leaked too, but that defense has really been putting up a defensive wall. So I think the Rams gonna win. I think they beat the Eagles by 1 touchdown, score 7. Falcons Panthers. Don't watch the game. I'll be there in real time. It should be a shootout up in North Carolina because the Panthers known for passing the ball. They run game sucks. Chuba Herbert ain't been doing shit, and it's hard to run on us. Oh, and by the way, Saquon Barkley right now is, I think, number 3 in rushing this season. I think Derrick Henry has a slight bit more than him. Guess who right now is the number 1 running back currently in the NFL? That'll be our guy, by the way, Bijan Robinson, right? This season, not overall, this season. Did you see how he had more yards than the entire Vikings team last week? Just keep that in fucking mind. I think we're going to run the ball down the Panthers' throats, and I do believe this probably will be Pitt's big game, because I do believe if you watched the game last year, the last game of the season, where we should have won that game, but whatever. Michael Penix was finding his groove. He passed for, I think, over 300 yards on that game against the Panthers. I expect that to happen again, but he's a little bit more accurate now, a lot more poise in the pocket. Kyle Pitts to have a big day. Kyle Pitts on your lineup. I think the Falcons beat the Panthers by a score of 13 points and go 2-1, 1-1 in the division, which would be good for us. Steelers, Patriots. Steelers got royally rotted. They got rotted by the damn Seahawks. Seabirds went to Pittsburgh and beat those Skittle Steelers. And first off, how did you not know that if the ball lands in the landing zone and not in the end zone, that is a live ball? When that happened, that guy just let the ball go right past him. He didn't touch it and roll into the end zone. It was a live ball. You gave them the easiest touchdown of the day, which changed the game's pace. It changed it. Now you got to go to Mike Vrabel's backyard. And the Patriots, I think, is what, 1-1 or 2-1? Let me see. I think the Patriots are undefeated right now. No, they're 1-1. 1-1. And you know what? Drake May is playing good football right now. They got legit little thing going on with the defense and the run. Steelers might have a problem. I still believe they will win the North based on what's going on with the Bengals and the Browns. Ain't worried about the Ravens right now. But I gotta take the Patriots. I think the Patriots gonna make a fucking statement. And for those of you that thought I was fucking crazy, I'm picking the Jets to still win the AFC East. I'm gonna explain that in a second. But don't be surprised if the Patriots do it with Mike Vrabel. Just saying. I'm taking the Patriots to win by a score of 5. Packers Browns. This feels like a trap game in Cleveland. But I'll be a fool to go against Jordan Love right now. They're undefeated. My money is on the Packers to stick fudge up the Browns' brown ass. Packers by a score of 14. Jets, Buccaneers, Bucks home opener. Fuck the Bucks. But I call football the way that I see it. And as much as I would love for the Jack Lad Jets to beat the brakes off of Baker Mayfield and the Tampon Bay Bucky O'Hares, unless Baker gets hurt in that game, which he's a little bit dinged up, the Bucks will probably go 3-0 by a margin of 6. However, if Justin Fields, because he's concussion weary right now, so we'll have to see. But if he plays on Sunday and they can get Breece Hall to run that ball, the Jets defense really is not the problem. It's the offense. Now, the last game, defense got thrashed, but that's a rare thing. If Justin Fields can stay poised, healthy, protected in the pocket, I think the Jets will upset the Bucks. But I got to go with experience. I got to go with football. As much as I hate the Bucks because it's a division rival of ours, they are the better team right now looking. Bucks to beat the Jets by a score of at least 5 points. Charger Broncos. I know my cousin's smiling down from heaven right now. The Broncos are 1-1, 500 in the AFC West. They had an issue last week. They lost by 1 point against the Colts. An unnecessary penalty at the last possible second. The Chargers look real good, beating a division opponent right now. They are up top the AFC West. Denver has to go play in LA at SoFi. Sean Payton against Jim Harbaugh. Bo Nix against Justin Herbert. My money's on Crush to go 2-1 and even out the division and take the lead. So Broncos, real close game by a score of 4. Saints, Seahawks, Seabirds gonna beat the Saints. Don't even being by a margin of fucking 15 to 20 points. Cowboys, Bears. This to me is the trap game on Sunday. This game right here. Cowboys going to Chicago. I still believe that the Bears is gonna win the motherfucking NFC North. I still believe in that. I believe in that. Okay, me. Okay, Cowboys playing pretty good football. Cowboys starting to find their groove a little bit. If I'm a betting man though, Dak Prescott is interception prone. He should steamroll the Bears, but I think the Bears got other plans. I think the Bears get their first win on a Cowboy team that might go in there and play some sloppy football. Bears to win it by 4. I'm expecting a last-minute interception from Dak Prescott. If the Cowboys win, though, hey, but this game, to me, feel like a trap game. It feels like a true, bona fide trap game. This game, and these 3, to me, feel like trap games. So, I'm going with the Bears, though, to beat the Cowboys. Cowboys favorite to win by at least 15 points, but I just don't see that happening. The Giants almost whooped the Cowboys' ass. All Russ and them had to do run the ball. I don't understand why he threw it. Cardinals, Niners. Niners got too many injuries. Brock Purdy is, I think, out this week. Don't quote me on it, but even if he was playing, he's a little bit dinged up. Cardinals are playing good football. It's a division game as well. Cardinals 2-0. I think they're going 3-0. Cardinals to beat the Niners by a field goal. And this game, right here, this game for sure. I know y'all, somebody's going to win their first game. Listen to me. Listen, this is much watch TV Sunday night. I'm going to be watching it while I'm listening to it while I'm coming back from Charlotte, North Carolina on Sunday from watching the Falcons just do bad shit to the Panthers. This game right here, though, is going to be the game of the evening. 2 teams, 0-2. 0-2. I have a feeling the Giants going to beat the Chiefs, and the Chiefs going to go 0-3 for the first time. The Giants had the Cowboys. And I expect Russell Wilson to do the same thing. He is very familiar with the Chiefs. Right? The Broncos last year beat the Chiefs. The year that Russell was there for the Broncos, he played them. They almost had them back-to-back twice that year. So, Russell's very familiar with Andy Reid. And Steve Spagnuolo, what the fuck the defense coordinator is. I expect Brian Dable and the Giants to make a statement and beat the second best team last year in MetLife. Finally, Ravens, Lions, Monday Night Football. I think Lamar Jackson is going to make a statement. I think the Lions isn't going to have enough when they go to play Baltimore. I think the Ravens are going to go 2-1. So, to me, the Lions are going to fall to 1-2. And if the Bears win, they're tied 1-2. Just keep that in mind. With the Vikings, who also go to 1-2. Just keep that in mind. All right, keep that in mind. Okay, just keep that in mind. They'll go to 1-2, and that's it. Week 4, 3-1. Take it to the bank. Now reactions. Let's see. Let me see what the hell did Random put in this shit. All right, random. What is this? Wait a minute, say my browser lost internet again. Yeah, it's back on there. Let's see. Yeah, like it's back on there. Yeah, it's back on there. I'm watching it now. Hold on, guys. Let me see something. No, it's back on there. Okay. Random. What the fuck? What the fuck? This is where I need scholar. You can't. Can you hear it now, random? Can you hear it now? Let me know if you can hear it. If not, I'm gonna do this here. Let me see something. Let me refresh. Okay. Let's see. Can you hear it now? Random. Let me see. Can you hear it now? Let me know. I just paused it. Because I seen it say I lost connection, but I refreshed the page. Let me know. I'm gonna play it again. Let me know if you can hear it, okay? Okay. Scholar, it stopped again. Well, I paused it. It stopped. Well, I don't know. Okay, hold on. Let me do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do something. Give me a minute. Okay, I'm gonna do something. Just give me a second, okay? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. Y'all can still hear me though, correct? Let me do this. Let me do this. Absolute Batman. I'm just gonna type it in like this here. Okay, hold on. Is this the one you just sent me? Let me see. Okay, is it this one? No, ain't it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, yeah. That's why I got it right here. Okay. Can you hear it now?
Kind of retarded. I'm here to tell you if that's the truth. Spoiler alert, it's not at all. It's literally one of the worst takes on Batman ever. Quick disclaimer before I start. This isn't some rage bait video. I'm not lying to get your attention. I'm telling you my opinion, which I believe is the truth. That this, A, is not Batman, and B, is an absolute dumpster fire. This comic is a disgrace to creators like Frank Miller, Jeff Loeb. This isn't the Batman they envisioned. I know it's a different take on the character, but what this does ruins the character entirely. So this comic strikes.
God damn. Batman does look like he on steroids.
It's to reinvent the world of Batman in every way possible. What if a bodybuilder engineer dude became Batman? Yeah, that's not badass. I'm sorry. I don't find that badass. I don't find that different, unique, entertaining. It's just cringy. There's people all across the internet saying that this comic is badass. It's awesome. This comic literally reads like those edgy 90s comics that every single person makes fun of. It's like a...
Listen, I heard that this comic sucked. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I read it because I heard it sucked. This guy's pretty pissed. He's pretty pissed.
12-year-old's fan fiction of Batman. This comic has everything. It has horrible, edgy dialogue. It has some pretty gay character designs. And if you can believe it, they managed to race swap another redhead from comic books. They managed to jump in there and turn them black. So after reading Absolute Batman, I think we can all agree that Scott Snyder can't really write comic books, correct? And this is a fact, proven with every single page of this garbage. There's an abundance of absolutely insane creative...
Who pissed? Okay, first off, who pissed off the ginger Eric Cartman that lost a little bit of weight? Actually, no, scratch that. Who pissed off Ginger Kyle here? Because he's complaining like he's Ginger Kyle. Sound like Kyle from South Park, bro, with a Irish accent. Just saying, like he is pissed. Now, I don't like it when they try to implement black folks in comics that we all remember was predominantly white characters. I don't like the black Spider-Man shit for inclusion. I don't like the black fucking not Superman, Captain America shit. You know, I don't like shit like that. Okay. Because it make us feel like we are offended because there's no black main superheroes. You know, we got Black Panther, you know, but everybody wants to be part of Marvel or DC and lead and be the main protagonist or antagonist as black people. All you have to ask for is to come up with a new villain and superhero. You know, I don't think we should. We need to have a black Batman. We need a black Superman. We need a black Thor. That's not what it was back in the comic book days. So that's why when I see new comics and new shit, I don't even read it a lot of times because I know it's trying to cater to my race because we feel like we're being excluded. But we can all vouch for a new superhero and a new villain and say, hey, this is our shit. Just saying. Just saying.
Decisions happening here. Who in their right mind greenlit Alfred's look? What is the haircut? What is the beard? Why is he an MI6 mercenary with like grenade launchers and sniper rifles? This is straight up cringe. I'm sorry. So I thought Alfred was bad enough, but then we get to Bruce Wayne, the main man himself. What do you think when I say Bruce Wayne? You think the suave, charming rich guy, which in Batman Year One was originally based off of Gregory Peck, but now in this comic they're going for something a little different. Let's just take a little glance at what they thought Bruce Wayne was. So this is the page where Bruce Wayne is first introduced. We see him hitting a bag. He looks exactly like Bruce Wayne has for the last like 100 years, saying some badass Batman stuff. No fear, no pain. And then out of nowhere, this big hulking transgender comes up behind him and is like, hey bro, I think it's my turn now, and just starts blowing the punching bag across the room with his big fat arms. Now, the character design going on here, he has the haircut of some fat emo transgender kid, and that is Bruce Wayne. I'm not joking. That is Batman. Then we actually start getting into the backstory of Bruce Wayne. His parents weren't killed coming down that alleyway and they got mugged. No, instead he's at a zoo with his dad or something, and his dad gets shot. And the idea for Batman comes from the fact that he's in a zoo and he goes into some bat-like exhibit. I really don't know what's...
You can tell that this guy has no friends. Okay. Does this Batman take place in the alternate timeline? That's the thing about DC characters. You have multiple characters, like the Batman the Batman who cries, or Batman who laughs, and you have multiple characters across the DC universe and multiple timelines, kind of like the Marvel universe. And each one of those characters has a different backstory. It's okay, so that's what I'm saying. So this guy is pissed off that DC is doing what DC been doing for years, giving you multiple characters across different timelines and different genres. So I don't even understand his argument. I don't even understand why you're so pissed off. Go get laid. Go get random. Dark side man in the universe. So is the peasant still alive right now in DC? Like the main creator, the peasant? Because that's the guy that has the power to erase all that continuity. The authors can do whatever the fuck they want with DC and Marvel. Might not agree with me. They made fucking goddamn the peasant left DC, so I wasn't aware of that. Check it. They made Captain America gay. They made Spider-Man gay. They have that right to do that shit. They made Superman a little bit funny in DC. Different timelines, different scenarios. That explains why you can have a black fucking Spider-Man in Marvel, which this is just some recent shit. Or you can have a black Captain America or a transgender looking steroid bodybuilding freak Bruce Wayne in DC. I don't understand what you're mad about. I just don't
going on here. I don't know what was being smoked in the writer's room, but clearly this comic is all over the place. It's a mess. And apparently Bruce Wayne isn't
all over the place like your teeth down there, guy. Just saying.
Some rich guy anymore. Instead, he's a working class citizen, working all these different construction jobs, learning engineering. Okay.
They're trying to implement the qualities of a working man. Something that you might not know about considering, being a YouTuber. I'm just saying, I mean, put some muscle on your arm. I mean, some muscle in your neck. I mean, God, look at your face. Go get laid.
So he's this super genius and his mother is still alive. So there's no motive to fight that you're an orphan. Your two parents were shot in front of you and you'll never stop on your crusade against crime. Instead, your dad got shot in a zoo somewhere. Your mother is still alive.
The Black Crusader, the Dark Crusader, Batman. After he got revenge for his mother and father's death, they should have left Batman alone. Like Killer, Crook, Penguin, Cat. Yeah. That's why he's mad, though. That's why he's mad, Random. Because he's friends with the arch enemies, the arch nemesis that the original Batman and the original storyline wasn't too fond of. Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Batman team up, I think, with the Penguin at one point to stop a coming threat in the main continuity? I know he did with Joker a couple of fucking times. And let me see, the Riddler, right? With the Two-Face, right? Like Batman is human with his own way of thinking to try to get shit done. After he got revenge for his mother and father's demise, he should have just stopped being Bruce Wayne and Batman and just been Bruce Wayne, the billionaire. So it seems to me, they fucked the joke. So it seems to me that this Batman is the laid-back American dream Batman, and then the other guy that's the transsexual that you don't want to be Batman is actually probably a better Batman and a more maniacal Batman with superpowers. That's just what it seems like to me.
And now you're just working construction jobs. Is this Batman? I don't really know what's going on here. I was shocked reading it. He's walking around like an emo kid, brooding. I don't know what's going on with
You got red hair and like you still going through puberty. Stop it.
Batman these last few years. But people need to learn that his hair doesn't come down over his eyes. He doesn't listen to Nirvana, and he's not gay. So then in the...
You doesn't know what? Listen, see, that's... Rand, I gotta go. You don't even know what... The writers can write all that in there. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He doesn't do this. I know he doesn't do that. I read every Batman comment. I know I done the comment that, bro, it's 2025. They can take it and do what the fuck they want to do with their comments. If you don't like it, make your own. Make your what if comments. I don't even want to hear no more of this bullshit, random. I don't even want to hear. Get this goddamn email kill my motherfucking screen anymore and shit. He lost me when he was acting like he know better than what the fucking writers want Batman to be. It sounds like a guy that's mad that Batman done changed with times and he's original enough, you know. And I somewhat understand how he feels, but once again, in order to keep DC a thing, you have to keep pumping out comments. Same with Dragon Ball. Guess what? Dragon Ball is not done. It'll be back with a comment sooner or later because it makes money. That's just the way it is. Look at Super and Diamond. Same timeline, just different endings from Z, but same main continuity timeline. Just how you want to start after Z, right? That's why you got Diamond and Super and GT. All the same timeline, just what's your taste after Z? Do you want GT? Do you want Diamond? Or do you want Super? But each one of them have a different story with the same characters. I don't know what you're fucking mad about. Real quick, WWE, and I might be back tomorrow with some more reactions. Just reaction stream tomorrow, if not Friday for sure. WWE, really quick, like about 2 minutes before I get off of here. WrestlePalooza is this Saturday, right? On ESPN now for $29.95 or some fucking shit. WrestleMania, what is it, 43 or 44, 43? It's going to be in Saudi Arabia. Tell you right now, I think it's not going to do too well. Most of America's kind of mad about that. AJ Lee and CM Punk. Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins. I smell shenanigans. I'm not really hype about that match. I know everybody's happy. AJ's back. AJ's back. I'm not really hype about that match. And I expect Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins to win that match. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, the final time these two will get it on. My money's on Cena to beat Brock Lesnar with some underhanded tactics. And then I think Brock Lesnar is going to get ready to go on a run for a title run. Shout out to Dominic Mysterio winning the AAA title and still the Intercontinental Champion. As of right now, I think they're getting ready to do some Rusev stuff. Cody Rhodes is back to go against Drew McIntyre. I don't expect Cody Rhodes to drop the belt to Drew McIntyre. So I'm not really hyped. And there's more matches. I think, what's her name? The Valkyrie chick is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. I think Jade Cargill is going to beat Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship because they're going to probably have a rematch. I haven't really been following that match since it ended last week. But I expect that rematch at WrestlePalooza as well. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss to retain. And the tag team belts ain't going to change hands. I think the who's that team thinking about? I think Camilo Hayes is going to get his U.S. Championship. But I don't see the Street Profits taking the belts from the Y6. I see it's the Street Profits breaking up. I might order that on ESPN. I might get the ESPN app, but I ain't really hyped for WrestlePalooza. My focus is switching to November to Survivor Series. I think shit's about to heat up with Survivor Series come November. I know we're a couple months away, but I'm not really hyped about WrestlePalooza and ESPN having the rights to the PLE events and $130 to watch a PLE. Because if I get the app, that's all I'm going to watch. I got the NFL app for football. I don't need that for ESPN. So got a lot to think about with wrestling, but I will wait to give you a follow-up on that next week because I'm probably going to watch it, just see how the match is going to go, but I'm not hyped for it. Other than that, Sunday, Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium. I will be there. I will be sitting in section 100 and something behind the fucking uprights. There's a section 102 behind the uprights. I will be there. You might see me on TV. You might come and have a sign saying rise up, Panther sucks. So look out for me this Sunday. I will be shooting content from North Carolina. And until next week, if I don't come back tomorrow or Friday with some more reaction streams, this has been your boy Savar Matner. You all take care. Now I'm out, everyone. Peace.